Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources.
September 17, 1920 America, New York. Office of Trump's defense secretary held call with China on January 6, 2 days before Milley's controversial call. A deputy to then-President Donald Trump's acting Secretary of Defense held a call with his Chinese counterpart 2 days before the now controversial call by Gen.
BBC News World. September 17, 1907 America, New York, Afghanistan. The escape of the whirling dancer. How the only female whirling dancer in Afghanistan made it out of Kabul.
World CBS News, com. September 17, 1847 America, New York. Thousands of Haitian migrants waiting under Texas bridge in squalid conditions. The temporary encampment has grown rapidly and officials are struggling to provide food, water and sanitation.
September 17, 1840 America, New York. Video shows patron assaulting hostess over vaccine mandate. A hostess was assaulted trying to get customers to comply with a vaccine requirement at a New York City restaurant. CNN affiliate WCBS reports. September 17, 1827 America, New York. North Carolina court blocks state voter ID law, citing intent to target African American voters. A North Carolina state court panel on Friday blocked a voter identification law, citing discrimination against black voters.
RT World News. September 17, 1814 America, New York. Syria suffers widespread blackout after attack on gas pipeline feeding key power station, electricity minister. The Syrian capital was thrown into darkness after an attack on a gas line feeding a major power plant, the country's electricity minister told state media, noting repairs are underway and that the issues would soon be resolved.
September 17, 1805 America, New York. Opinion: banning books is a nasty habit, whether it comes from the right or left. Banning books is a bad American habit, and one we must break. The banning comes from every side of the political spectrum, left and right, and the practice is often dangerous.
RT World News. September 17, 1804 America, New York. Biden will hold global COVID summit, focused on bringing higher level of ambition, pushing vaccines. U.S. President Joe Biden will be following his highly controversial COVID-19 vaccine mandate with a virtual summit calling for a higher level of ambition, pushing inoculations.
September 17, 1748 America, New York. Thousands of migrants held in squalor under Texas bridge. Rosalini Villasmil broke down Friday as she recalled the squalid conditions under a bridge in the Texas border town of Del Rio, where more than 12,000 unauthorized migrants are being held for processing by U.S. immigration agents. September 17, 1736 America, New York. New Amazon original film explores a dark era of medical history. It's a tale as old as time. A woman won't conform to societal norms, traditional notions of femininity or what's expected of her, and is dismissed as diseased. She's considered hysterical. September 17, 1729 America, New York. Bureau of Land Management headquarters to return to Washington, D.C. Interior Secretary Deb Haaland announced her plans Friday to return the Bureau of Land Management national headquarters to Washington, D.C., after it had been relocated under the Trump administration.
Mirror World News. September 17, 1717 America, New York. Dad cried out, "Is this really happening?" after finding bodies of 3 daughters. Mum Lauren Dickinson, 40, has been charged with murdering her twin girls and their older sister in Timaru, New Zealand, a week after the family moved for work at a hospital in the country.
New York Times World News. September 17, 1708 America, New York. As populists decline, the center-left sees hints of a comeback. A long-struggling political faction has seen surprising gains this year, in part because of changes wrought by the pandemic. Can it hold on to them? A new Democratic Party supporter at a campaign event Wednesday in Welland, Ontario.
Fox World News. September 17, 1706 America, New York. Iranian artist defies regime by releasing new album, risking imprisonment. Iranian artist Mehdi Rajabian released another album on Friday, once again defying a prohibition that reportedly landed him in prison for 2 years.
Wall Street Journal World News. September 17, 1705 America, New York. Kyrgyzstan blocked from London gold trading over missing bars. The decision likely stops gold-dependent Central Asian economy from selling bullion in international precious metals hubs, traders say.
September 17, 1701 America, New York. Here's what has happened to the House Republicans who voted to impeach Trump. GOP Representative Anthony Gonzalez of Ohio announced on Thursday that he will not seek re-election, becoming the first of the 10 House Republicans who had voted in January to impeach then-President Donald Trump to decide to retire. September 17, 1653 America, New York. Teen surfer bitten by shark off Florida beach escapes with 9 stitches. Surfer Doyle Nielsen had been catching waves at Ponce Inlet, on the east coast of Florida, for about 40 minutes when a shark slammed into him and bit his arm. September 17, 1647 America, New York. FDIC teams with Discovery, Microsoft for $120 million minority-owned bank fund. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation on Thursday unveiled a new fund to increase investments made with the nation's minority-owned and mission-driven banks, helping them expand economic opportunities in the communities they serve. September 17, 1646 America, New York. FDA vaccine advisors vote to recommend booster doses in people 65 and older and those at high risk. Moderna's vaccine is the most effective, but Pfizer and J&J also protect well, CDC-led study says.
Wall Street Journal World News. September 17, 1636 America, New York. France recalls ambassadors to U.S., Australia over submarine deal. France has recalled its ambassadors to Washington and Canberra in response to a new deal among the U.S., UK and Australia to provide Australia with nuclear-powered submarine technology.
New York Times World News. September 17, 1636 America, New York. France recalls ambassadors to the United States and Australia in protest of submarine deal. The French foreign minister said the decision was made by President Emmanuel Macron. President Emmanuel Macron of France recalled his country's ambassadors to protest the handling of a deal to build submarines for Australia.
BBC News World. September 17, 1631 America, New York. Pelé, Brazil football legend, recovering well, says daughter. Brazilian legend Pelé is recovering well from a recent operation, his daughter says. After media reports he had been readmitted to intensive care.